right. And then, we want to talk a little bit about Xbox. There's been a lot of shakeups going on over at Xbox with the new CEO, Asha Sharma. And when Asha was first tapped to take over the role as CEO, there's a lot of concern. She's coming from the AI department.
Mhm.
She doesn't know video games well. Like, in her portfolio or on LinkedIn, she doesn't know video games in that department. But some of the changes she's making is very encouraging. I think let's
Mhm.
start off with the easiest one. Did you see the new logo for Xbox?
I think I did, but it looked pretty familiar, right? I mean,
It
it probably
should
looks
look
pretty much the
familiar.
same, right? It looks the same,
Pull up
right?
the new logo for Xbox. I want you to do that right now, and I
Let me
want to get
see.
your
Maybe I
immediate
saw
reaction to that
something.
new logo.
Okay.
It
Maybe I
looks
saw
the
something.
same, but it's new.
It's green there, right?
That's the point.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can see the classic coming back. Yeah, the original
So
console.
it's going from
Yeah. So
like
this is
just
what
the
I
white
saw. I didn't know
silhouette
this was.
to that.
Okay. I didn't know this was what they're going to be going forward now. Okay. Okay. I just thought this was. I don't
That's
know. Xbox
Asha's logo
does
because
this
the
a
logo
check.
before that one is just the white silhouette of the Xbox logo. And that to me feels very much, I could almost hear starting up the Xbox original console with like the floating liquids and stuff like that. I can almost hear the old Xbox starting sounds, the 360 and stuff like that with that logo there. And I
Yeah.
think that's
Okay.
what Asha's trying to invoke. So let's go through a couple of things that they got going on, and we'll discuss whether or not this is the thing that they need to be doing to save the franchise. Okay.
Okay.
So first, they're going to be cutting the price on Game Pass. And one
Yeah.
of the parts of that is, and it already has gone down from like 30, it was $30, and now it's down to 23. But Call of Duty is not coming out day one. It'll be 1 year later for Call of Duty. And it
Okay.
sounds like in the future there's going to be some things where you could get customized Game Passes that it's closer to $8 a month, but then you only get RPGs, or maybe you only get the Bethesda story or games or whatever. Like there's going to be little sub packages. Um, to you, what are your thoughts on the state of Game Pass? Because it's something that I know I dip in and out of whenever there is a new game. What are you
Yeah.
thinking?
I'm a consistent consumer when it comes to Game Pass. I think Game
Yep.
Pass was one of the greatest inventions, really,
Yeah.
for the consumer. I think that it is a perfect product to use. I know it's like I'm getting paid by Xbox right now, but I'm not.
Hey,
So,
Xbox,
yeah.
let's go, bro. That's not a. I'm gonna
But
turn that money away.
I, I think it's a perfect product to for individuals to play new games and experience something that
Yeah.
wouldn't pay full price for them. But then later on, hey, I absolutely love this game. I want to ensure that it's always in my library. I'll get it on a sale. So essentially, you kind of got extra money out of me because I'm going to buy this game when it comes to Christmas or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Um, and the games, the library just almost felt infinite at times.
Mhm.
Way farther superior. I think PlayStation's catching up now when it comes to giving you those like monthly games.
Right.
And they have their catalog as well. But something just about the Xbox Game Pass still feels superior. Now with the price cut, that's great because I also pay for the PC Game
Like
Pass
the
as
ultimate.
well.
Mhm.
Because there are times where I find myself wanting to play on the PC version of a game instead,
Yeah.
but not so much. So I do appreciate that it's a lot cheaper than playing on the console. If you were to like divide them, um, but yeah, I think it if you took Call of Duty away, which is a very interesting thing because Xbox owns like the Activision whatnot or
Yeah.
whatever the brands are, that it's just enough that if you wanted to, if I saw the math right, if you wanted to buy Call of Duty still like day one, that you would be paying like the normal price of the Game Pass if I
It
got that
makes up
right.
for it. Yeah.
So you're not losing so much. I love the tier thing that you just mentioned because sometimes, I mean, what pulled me into Xbox was the Bethesda games, like Starfield
Right.
was the game why I bought the latest Xbox. So if there was like a version where it would ensure me Bethesda games, and it's a cheaper version because I know I'm gonna pretty much probably spend my time on Xbox only playing those type of games. I
Yeah.
mean, why not? You still got me, right?
Yeah.
Um, I would love to kind of see what the tier system works. I guess. I mean, do you know? Is there detail
We
released
don't know
when
the
it comes to
details on that
that?
yet. And right now, they're very much
Okay.
so. They released a memo that went out to their employees and also to the public, and it's a lot of like promises and kind of like how we're going to start to get towards these promises, but no finite future, no set future. And one of the so like I'm looking at the package idea, and I wouldn't mind getting a package for all RPGs because I don't really play shooters on the Xbox. I play them on the PC, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
that'd be perfect for me. Avowed and Elder Scrolls stuff like that. Uh, Or how about this? I'll buy a package where I don't get day ones. I'll get day 3 months after or 6 months after. Like, oh, that sounds like a good plan to me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a ton of options there because one thing I really like about Game Pass, outside of like, yeah, sure, day one I'll play Call of Duty. I don't really care for the Call of Duty games outside of that, outside of the Game Pass. But like Hellblade Senua, I don't know if that's a game I would pay for,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Mm-hmm.
do play both of them because of Game Pass. So it's exposing
Yeah.
me to games that I probably wouldn't normally pay cash for, but now I'm a big advocate for it and will spread the word. And
Mm-hmm.
the problem with Game Pass on the Xbox side is that they're losing money on that thing. The reason Call of Duty's the thing getting kicked off is because when the last Call of Duty came out, I got Game Pass for 1 month for 20 something dollars and played the hell out of it. Was done with it, and they didn't get their $70.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just losing too much money on one of the tentpole games. It's why World of Warcraft will never be free. It's why there's certain games that'll never be free, and that's one of them. Uh, I think it's fair. I just want Game Pass to continue existing, and if you have to kind of adjust things, I'm fine with that, and I want it to be more financially sound for the company and for us.
Mm. Yeah, that's kind of scary to think because how long can Game Pass work if they're losing money, right?
Yeah, they've been losing money this whole
Uh,
time. Yeah,
uh,
they have never
so it's
been
like
making money
it's
on it.
almost like what's the point of the product for them? You know?
Well, it's where they the point is to drive out competition. Same thing that goes with like Uber, that goes with DoorDash. They keep prices low, they take the loss, and like all the DoorDashes and stuff like that, they're taking a loss on that because they want to drive out all competition. And then eventually, once all the competition's gone, once you can no longer get a taxi, Uber prices go back up. Oh, Uber
Yeah.
prices become what taxis are,
Okay.
and suddenly you're fine. That's the idea. Is they wanted to make it to where the idea of renting or of a subscription service for games was the future, and
Hmm.
it's it's possible, but I don't think it's going to replace it. Buying a game on PC especially. So that was the plan, and I think instead of that, like just make it more of a feasible thing, like a perk, where I don't necessarily need to have like theater day one movies on Netflix. Just make things that are on Netflix, and I can find with that too.
Yeah. And okay, so like to kind of go with what you're saying, I think
Yeah,
what's really going to be needed is we need the exclusivities back on Xbox. You have to
that's
get those
the next
things, man,
question. Yeah,
because that's what you're going to be pulling in with the Game Pass. If you're going to put these
yeah,
games on Game Pass, then yeah, or kind of like what you do, I'll buy a smaller tier for maybe these Bethesda games or whatever, but I'll spend real money on Gears of War, whatever the case may be.
yeah.
But you got to bring them back, man. I mean, you got nothing. You got nothing. You got a Halo Infinite, and then you got God. It was
Starfield.
Gears of War
But
hasn't even
I'm
released in this
sorry, let me
freaking thing
correct
yet,
myself.
but
Starfield went to the other systems. That's the thing, right?
yes,
What
yes,
is an exclusive anymore? I think PlayStation
yeah,
still has notable exclusives, and they have already
yes.
said that they're not going to put games on PC anymore
I
because they
read,
tried that
I
for a
read
while.
that. I read that. Yeah.
Does
So then you're really
Yeah,
forcing the individuals to buy a PlayStation to play these games, and
right?
Spider-Man alone is worth it to me. I
Spider
mean,
Man
shit.
and God of War are like the reason I
Yeah,
own a PlayStation. Those two games.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, The Last of Us.
So
Yeah,
they have to get back to that. They have to get back to okay. Xbox back in the day, reminiscing, you had me pull up that old logo. The things I think about is effing Halo. Okay.
yeah. Gears of War.
You gotta get a Halo, a proper Halo game on this
I'm so
Xbox.
glad you
And you
said
gotta
that,
show
man.
more love.
Yeah,
You gotta show more love. That is your freaking anchor, brother. Okay.
I'm so glad you
So
said that. Yeah.
gosh,
Literally
man.
what I was saying, like in the TikTok I made about this was like, what do you got to do? What does exclusive got to look like? They really are still open to the idea of it eventually going to the other systems, but it needs to be at least a year before it goes to those systems.
Yeah.
But one of the things is like it's okay to have flagship games. PlayStation still does this, and you need to just straight up make a Halo 6, not Halo Infinite 2, not Halo whatever. It needs to be straight up Halo 6. It needs to be Master Chief. It needs to be Cortana.
Yeah.
Make it happen. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that, folks. Show us a picture of Master Chief in the next, because in June they have their state of play. So in June
Hmm.
we're gonna really get a good picture of this whole thing, and of course we're gonna dedicate an episode to it. Um, you have to show that. You have to show Gears of War is coming out at the end of this year. It needs to be
Yeah.
this
You gotta give
year.
us some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
You
other
gotta give
thing
us
too,
something.
like, uh, we'll continue with exclusivities, but when we're talking about hardware, they said that not only are we really excited about Project Helix and proving that consoles are important still, but we're going to be revisiting Xbox Series X and S and how would I say that? Reshoring those things up, making sure that they're stronger consoles that can compete with the PS5. And I'm like, hell yeah, brother,
Mm-hmm.
because I love my Xbox Series X. So if you're gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
reinvigorate that thing, hell yeah, I'm into it. But yeah, with
Yeah.
exclusives, be a brand again, man. I want to be excited about being an
Yeah.
Xbox owner again, and I'm not because I can just play it on PC or hell, when I see that the new Indiana Jones game is going to PlayStation, I'm just like, what a fucking shame, guys. You
Yeah.
own it, you know. It's such
Yeah.
too bad.
And some of these, like, I wanted to look up some popular games besides like Halo and Gears
Yeah,
of War, but I mean, back then was also Fable. What are they going to do with the new
Fable.
Fable? Are you just going
I,
to
I
release that on
I'm
PlayStation a
sure
year
it's going to
later?
be on
Like,
every system.
no.
I think it is actually.
It's
I think it's going to be on
so
the other systems, and that's crazy to me.
into yeah, like you said, crazy to me. It feels like it's almost like a slap in the face to like the loyal Xbox fans
The
that
loyal
always
boys.
like
Yeah,
stuck up with the whole like these console war type conversations.
yeah,
Um, and it's like, what do you like? What's the point? You gave up on
right.
me, essentially, is what it feels like.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm okay with
Um,
certain games being cross-platform, even though that they're Xbox exclusives. I'll give you any game that's a community-based game that where the content comes from the community. Here's a couple examples.
okay,
Minecraft. I think that yeah, perfectly
okay.
fine being that on every system. Sea of Thieves because I think that's better with more people
Mm,
playing it, and so you have
mm-hmm,
more community input on that one. That's good. But the story-driven games, the ones that like you hang the hat on, that I expect to see a big banner of outside of an Xbox store, those need to be only on you.
yeah,
The
yeah.
idea that we're getting Gears of War and Halo is coming to PlayStation. On PlayStation, it
Mm-hmm,
sickens me a little bit. And look, the console wars, we know it's a marketing gimmick. They want us to talk about this stuff right now because it
mm-hmm,
sells both systems better. Even PlayStation's happy when we talk about this stuff.
mm-hmm.
But it's also kind of fun for us, to have that kind
It
of
is. It is.
tit for tat. I like it. Yeah.
It's that little rivalry. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just it's insane that I'm about to waiting for the next sale for Gears of War for the first one. I beat that game so many times. I don't need to play that
Yeah.
thing anymore. But knowing that I can play with a PlayStation controller, I'm doing it just to have the slap on the face a little bit. Like that's the only
You're
reason
your own worst
that
enemy,
I would
man.
do it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. The next thing is, so they had that. You remember how they had like, this is an Xbox, and it was like a phone. And this is an Xbox TV. They ditched that campaign right away. Matter of fact, it bombed really bad. And Asha said that's
Yeah.
gone. Day one, she said that was gone.
Yeah.
She also said they're changing the name of the division that makes video games for Microsoft. It went to Microsoft Gaming. She says no, that's
Yeah.
coming back. That's gonna be Xbox. And again,
Nice.
it's just part of using that old logo. And I understand that Xbox games should be played on the PC, but it doesn't need to be PC gaming. It needs to be an Xbox again. So identity, I think, is very important. And then
Mhm.
with Project Helix coming up, that's the new console they're working on. What are some of the things that you feel they need to pitch in June to show that consoles are still important for the future?
Um, let's see. So, are you saying just consoles? Okay. Well, my thing is, I think to make Helix somewhat of a successful and feels like the next generation of gaming is having that interface of what does a PC look like when it comes to just sitting in my
Right.
living room, right? But it's not making it too like super complex. I think we talked about a long time ago. We thought Xbox was going to be a thing where we just continuously upgrade with parts, right?
Yeah.
I
There's
think that
been
might be a little
whispers
bit
of
much
that.
for the
Right.
normal, consumer of just consoles only. And that might turn people away from it.
Yeah.
So so what a console will look like in the future? I mean, honestly,
Yeah. It'll be a
I
PC,
couldn't tell you.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But like
Besides
I
that.
think I think because they're trying to invest back into the console branding, and PlayStation 6 is on the way too, guys. It's in development. I
Mhm.
think if I were in charge of Xbox, I would pitch it as like the ultimate gaming machine. Your computer might be a badass, and you might have spent $5,000 to make that thing the ultimate gaming machine. But we are making one at a cost-effective price, first of all, that is purely for gaming because your computer has to run Windows 11. It has to run, whatever, Norton antivirus or something like that in the background. We're making a machine that's incredibly low latency to where the second you press that button, it is immediate to the control.
Yeah.
Like
That's nice.
pitch it as like the best possible gaming experience possible because we made it to where it's as customizable. It is as fast acting as possible. It is the graphics are as pinnacle as possible. The games that we make are designed to play on that machine and that machine only. And so
Yeah.
you don't have to, it'll be optimized for that, all the rendering and stuff. So if they could kind of come out, because I think like the last generation of Xbox is kind of like, oh, it's for the whole family. And that definitely can be a selling point in addition to this. But if you want the
Mhm.
people who are going to be spending $70 for your games, you need to come out to me and say like, "Hey, you know that new Call of Duty? It will play the fastest, it'll play the sharpest, it'll be the best render possible on an Xbox Project Helix." And
Yeah.
then I'm like, "All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's pitching it
Yeah.
to the gamer, you know?"
Yeah, and you know what? A little part of me says that I'd be okay maybe if it wasn't the fastest, but it's your all-in-one like Xbox always wanted to be, right? Like
That's
when
the
I
pr
when I
yeah.
turn on my Xbox, I got my Game Pass library, any additional Xbox games that I bought. I got my Steam library on there. You got all your like what it is now, like when Netflix, all the media type
They
things.
plan on
Like if
Steam
it's
being on
my
it. They've already have the
all-in-one,
UI for that. So Steam will be on
yeah,
there with it.
and I hear that very
Yeah.
often, so that's why I'm like referencing it. But if it's like that, really, like, hey, why go turn on my PC in a different room when my Xbox literally is the only thing I ever need now.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a massive deal breaker when it comes to deciding what the next generation console you're going to get.
I think for look, if I'm focusing on the gamer market, which I think is something that'll go out and buy a new console immediately. And I think, yeah, obviously, like also
Hmm.
come out with games that are just good for the whole family to play. Come out with the new Banjo Kazooie or whatever you can, that's in the deeper cuts of the library. But if we're looking at just the hardcore gamer, if you were to say, yeah, that new Steam game you bought for your PC, it'll run better on the Xbox. Oh my
Yeah,
god, what a market that would be. To say
yeah,
that
heck yeah,
a PC only game runs better on the
yeah.
Xbox, shit, yeah, man.
It's almost like what level of PC components does it stack up to, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
if you're rocking, we'll just say 50s right now, right? Because that's what
Mhm.
the era we're in. Hey, it's gonna run better than your 50, 60, whatever. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck, man, I'm rocking a 30 right now, so this is
Right.
amazing. So
Well, and my argument behind that is like obviously the prices will go up if you do that. If you like go
hmm
tit for tat on the PC. But my thinking, and I'm not a genius on this, so please, if there's people out there that are like, Frank, you're a freaking idiot. I get it. I am. Trust me. Um, but I'm thinking like you could have incredibly low latency because its only job is to play video games. It doesn't need to do word processor, it doesn't need to do Microsoft Word
Okay.
or have an Explorer. If its one job is for PC, it's or playing video games, as soon as you fire it up, it has the UI to play a video game, and then it plays a video game. The latency on everything goes down, and so like frame rates don't have to be bogged down by doing background stuff because its job is to play the computer game. And
Yeah.
so that's why I'm like, if I could put a Steam game that's normally optimized to have like operations going in the background of my computer, but it's only happening on the Xbox, where its one job is to play that one Steam game,
hmm
I could see an argument saying that it's gonna run it better than it will on a computer. And, like, those little things like that, I don't know, it's a selling point to me. And then also come out with, like,
Yeah.
I already know it can do it, but, like, it's not advertised that it can do it, but, like, both the PS5 and Xbox can do this. But say, yeah, you can plug a keyboard and mouse on this thing too. And, like, I know they already can do it, but, like,
I
make that
think that
advertised
has
there.
to be a thing, right? I think
Yeah.
that has to be. Yeah. Um, that's must, but it almost goes back to the convenient thing, like what I was saying. If it's like, if it's this all-in-one thing, and you said like, hey, your goal is just to do games.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there, right, and this happens, and I'm tired, I'm lazy.
Yeah.
You know what? It's better than me going to my computer and booting that thing up and waiting however long it starts. Is turning on the Xbox and having instant Steam library right
Yeah.
then and there,
Oh, yeah.
that much faster.
I think Sea of
And
Thieves is the best
I see
example of this
that.
because, like, if I'm gonna play Sea of Thieves with my friends or whatever, I'm playing right here at the computer where I'm optimized for it. But like, if
Yeah.
I just want to go and do some missions or whatever, and I have some time and I just want to kill something and just like be on that on the ocean, Xbox is
Yeah.
perfect for that because it's not like I don't need to be as optimized or whatever for that. But
Mhm.
I think there's a market there too. So yeah, it's an interesting pitch, and I'm just excited to see this Asha Sharma, who when she was first announced, I was one of the first detractors from her because she came from the AI department, and she's cutting back on some of the AI initiatives that were already being put in place by Xbox. I'm like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
not surprised of all people for her. And like, there was this big thing like, oh, she's gonna be the final blow for Xbox. She'll be the final thing to
Yeah.
destroy it. And instead, she is taking it back to being an Xbox,
Yeah.
and it's really exciting. And I don't know, there's this thing where it's like there's a part of me that's an Xbox fanboy that's just like, "I'm excited to be a fanboy again,"
Mhm. Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, and I had my skepticism of it as well, with
Yeah,
the majority of everyone else. But I mean, like what she's doing right now is just fixing the identity crisis that Xbox is in right now,
exactly.
and bringing it back with those old logos and kind of like newer, revamps of things. And yeah, yeah, I'm all for it. I think so far she's been dropping prices, and making it kind of go back to
Yeah,
roots. I mean, there hasn't been a strike yet, and so far, so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Let us know what you guys think about the state of Xbox. If you are optimistic about the future of Xbox, and if you are, I want you to also tell me when's the last time that was the case. you know, so I
Hmm.
think that's going to be something very interesting to discuss further as we go along. We'll probably discuss a little bit more too at the next. We have 2 conventions coming up, guys, that are going to be video game based. So this is going to be a really good time to be talking about exclusives and stuff like that too. So we'll bring them up there as well. Let us know
Hmm.
what you guys think on that.